Welcome to the Manager's Take 5. Today we're going to be talking about some of the current hiring challenges we're facing and some of the ways to meet those challenges. Feedback from hiring managers supported by data shows that we are seeing a decline in our applicant pools. Moreover, we're also seeing candidates dropping out of the process sooner than ever. A recent review of feedback provided by employees responding to our new hire acclimation survey reveals the two biggest challenges faced by our candidates today are the length of time from the application to hire in the process and the lack of communication that they receive along the way. Some things that you'll want to keep in mind as you begin the search process. Joining me today is Kelley Cooper, the Senior Director for Finance and Administration from Facilities and Campus Services. Today we're going to talk about some of the current hiring challenges and some of the ways that she's meeting those challenges. Kelley, you've conducted a number of searches recently. Would you mind sharing some of the challenges that you've encountered?
We have seen smaller candidate pools. We have seen candidates dropping out of the pool. We've also had candidates ask for more remote work. And asking for higher salaries.
Can you talk about what you're doing in Facilities and Campus Services to combat some of those challenges?
When we start the process, our internal process, we have been looking at each of the different positions to determine whether or not the positions can be remote. Some positions we can do hybrid, and then there are other positions that we know have to be on campus, and making sure that, if those options are available, to put them in the advertisement and hopefully get more candidates to apply.
What are some of the things that you're doing to address the candidate drop-off rates that you're seeing?
Yeah, it's pretty competitive out there right now. Time is not on our side. So we have been looking at our internal process. We've been trying to streamline as much of the process as we can. We've been looking at our days to hire and how to reduce that. We want to make sure that when we start a recruitment, that the hiring manager and the search committee understand the time commitment, block off periods of time to review candidates, to screen candidates, to interview candidates, and also help folks understand that they can do things in parallel so that they're not waiting until, the postings actually come down.
As you think about the small candidate pools that we're encountering, what are some ways that you're engaging prospects to try to increase your candidate numbers?
Making sure that we cast a wide net as much as possible, doing the outreach, adding to our LinkedIn pages, and also talking to internal candidates. There could be internal candidates who maybe aren't looking, maybe are too busy to look, but I think engaging internal employees, seeing who's ready for that next step or that next opportunity, not only does it, help the hiring organization, but it also makes that employee feel very valued and helps them understand what an asset they are to Cornell, and certainly is going to keep them engaged as we think about them for new opportunities. Would certainly help with retention as well. These are folks that are already here. They like Cornell. They're vested in Cornell. They know the system. So it's a win-win.
That's a great point, Kelley. We should be considering internal candidates. What we know from the data is that internal candidates tend to stay longer than externals. When closing the deal with candidates, what are some of the benefits and rewards that you highlight in the conversation?
Yeah, we help them understand the total compensation package. So not only their salary, but the benefits package that we have. Because Cornell really does have some very great benefits. The health insurance is an excellent package. Our retirement plan is very generous. Education assistance, the daycare assistance, the wellness programs that we have, the time off. We have 13 holidays. When you put that all together and talk to a candidate about that, that makes a difference.
Kelley, thanks so much for spending time today and sharing your experience in this current hiring market.
I hope these tips help folks out and we can get some additional candidates in here and to join our team, and we can welcome them into Cornell.
Thanks for tuning in today. Here are some additional resources for hiring managers to assist in the recruiting process.